Yo, yo.
Well, how's it going?
What's up, brother? I'm going good. How you doing?
I'm good. You weren't supposed to be here just a couple weeks ago. Can you walk us through what the last 13 days have been like since you arrived here from the time you confirmed the fight?
Well, I arrived here yesterday, so last one day since I arrived here.
No, I mean like from the time you agreed to the fight up till when you came here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I was just sitting there minding my own business, chilling in Toronto, and then all of a sudden I get a call, and they ask me if you want to fight, and you know me, I love to fight. So I was excited for the opportunity. It was a huge opportunity, and I just couldn't say no. So got right back to work, called my coaches, called my team. We all said, let's do it, and I'm ready.
And it's no ordinary short notice fight, right? Like, on top of the stakes, the 5 rounds, you were just dealing with Ramadan as well. So like what were all the considerations that you went through, or I guess what was like the most important thing to figure out?
I mean, most important thing most of the time when you have a fight is where's your mentality at? Where's your mind at? Because you could sit there and train your body for 8 weeks, feel the best you can feel, and then if you just feel something trigger in your head, something where you don't feel right, like the whole fight, the whole camp will be worth nothing. So during Ramadan, my mind is the strongest it's ever been. Spiritually, mentally, like it just puts me on a whole different level. So to know that my mental game was 100%, I didn't care what my body game was. I didn't care what the weight cut was. I didn't care what the rounds were, because I knew mentally I could get through anything. And I know that for me, like, it's all about God's plan. And I felt like God put me in that position at that right time to be in that right shape for this one moment, because this moment right here is where careers are made, where legendary stories are told. And to be able to do that off of that, I want people to sit there and be like, how? What did you do? What are you taking? There's nothing that nobody could deny me for after I win this fight Saturday night.
Yeah, and like comparing what you went through to a Gilbert, it's different, right? Because he just went through a camp and he just fought. It wasn't the toughest fight in the world, but like, do you think this is a more difficult thing for him to turn around after just fighting, or is it kind of equal?
Not really. I mean, for any fighter to have 2 fights off of one camp is the best thing ever, right? Because you know you didn't take really no injuries in a Masvidal fight. Then they tell you, hey, you want another payday in a couple of weeks, and you're like, oh, for sure, I'm down, because you're in shape, you feel good. But for me, it's different because you know I was in Miami, I saw it, I felt the energy down there, so I had the mentality of feeling good. But then you still have to get your body right. You still have to, all right, we have to put the rounds in right now, see where we are. We have to see where our timing is. We have to see where our distance level is, our wrestling is, our cardio is, our grappling is. So it's a lot different for me. But no, it's still, obviously you still need respect for taking a fight, because you could have sat there and won the Masvidal fight and, you know, sat in the corner and be like, yo, sat on your place. I said, I'm not fighting anybody but for the title. So for him to accept a fight like me, it's going to be tough, because you're going from fighting a guy like Masvidal, who's not as hungry as I am. He has all the money in the world. Now you're going against a starving dog, a guy that wants it more than you do, a guy that's going to die in there. And how are you going to deal with that?
And when Gilbert was in here, he said that both of you had been guaranteed a title shot. Whoever wins this fight, that's your understanding as well, correct?
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear. I got, you know, you go through every fight and you're wondering what else is next. What do I need to do? Who do I need to beat? Is it going to be 1 more, 2 more? And I was sitting in that, you know, that point where it's like, all right, well, maybe I'll wait for Usman in July. And we were talking about that fight, and it was either July or August. And I'm sitting there like, all right, I could go through a whole camp, wait all the way till August, and you can still lose a fight. You're going against the ex-champion, against like Usman. Or I could just take this moment right here, right now. I feel great. I know I could be ready for this fight and get a guaranteed title shot after that. It's like, that's what you always fight for. You always fight to want the gold. The gold is the gold. And that's what I wanted. So once they said that, I didn't need to hear nothing else.
And just last thing for me, as far as when that title fight could play out, what are you thinking is going to happen here? Because Leon's saying maybe October for him. Mentioned Abu Dhabi. Do you think, is there any way you slide in and maybe get that spot over Colby, or do you think you're going to have to sit out like 8-9 months or something to wait for it?
I mean, for me, I think if I put on a great performance this weekend and, you know, get a tremendous finish or something, they're going to Abu Dhabi. You think you're going to have Leon fight Colby in Abu Dhabi? No, you're going to have me fight in Abu Dhabi. And it'll be like the dream come true. And I think that'll be like how the story's supposed to be written. But I just got to do my work this weekend. And I don't really care when nothing else is, because I know my next fight's going to be for the belt.
Belal, over here. So coming out of Ramadan, of course, is going through it. You're eating at different times. Like there's a little more of a restriction, of course, of when you can eat, when you can drink, all that kind of thing. How does that kind of affect your body, especially going right into a fight?
Yeah, you're Ramadan. You're not eating or drinking from sunrise to sunset. So for me, I'm still training during that time. I had a teammate that fought a couple weeks ago, Ignacio Bahamondes, got the W in Miami. So I had to be in the camp with him. I had to train with him. I had to give him rounds. So for me, I'm going training in the mornings, and I'm going throughout the whole day without eating or drinking, and then having another practice right before I break my fast. So, obviously it's different. And I was having to put the right stuff in my body, the right carbs, the right proteins, because I wanted to feel good the next day when I train. So all of that changes when it's Ramadan, especially when I didn't have a camp. Your mom wants to make all the best foods. You want to eat all of her desserts, and you're having a bunch of family time. You're relaxed. So, but I think the difference is like while I was training and I was fasting, I was like uncomfortable. And there's not a lot of guys that thrive in being uncomfortable. There's guys, I'm going to take this round off, or I'm going to chill. But I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think when it comes to fighting, especially a 5-round fight, 4th and 5th round, you get uncomfortable. And that's where the mindset comes to the fact. That's where my mindset from Ramadan is going to play a big factor, where I'm going to be a lot stronger than him mentally there. And we're going to see who breaks first.
Is this the closest you've fought to the end of Ramadan?
I mean, I've had a camp I have multiple camps during it. Obviously, I didn't consider this a camp at all. And then I had the last week of training with Ramadan. But like I said, there's no excuses with this one. I think mentally, it's giving me a heads up, one up on him with there. But Saturday night, I'm going to show you guys why Ramadan. Everybody should be doing Ramadan.
Now, Gilbert was talking a bit about when they were trying to negotiate this fight, figure out the fight, the fact that you were kind of asking for 175 pounds first. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, who wants to cut weight? It's like you're taking a short notice fight. I sat there. I was in Canada actually doing a charity event, and I was like, man, I got to try some of the poutine out here. And then they called me with the fight. I was like, bro, I'm about to sit down and eat this fries right here. Let's see if we get this. But for me, it didn't bother me. I don't think the weight cut's going to be an issue. Obviously, I'm going to ask for it if I can get it. If not, whatever.
And he said that you also asked for the 5 rounds. It was your side. Why did you ask for 5 rounds?
Because it's a championship fight to me. The winner of this fight is fighting for the belt. I think this fight could be a title fight right here. So I wanted to have that feel. I wanted to have that championship feel. I wanted to make it feel like this is my title shot. I want it to be that big. This fight is that big. This fight should be for a title. This fight is up there. We're the 2 best welterweights in the division, I think. And Saturday night, it should be for a title. So in my head, my mind, this is the biggest fight of my life, biggest fight of my career, and I'm going to show it Saturday night. If
you do earn this opportunity and you go out there and in theory you could be the backup weigh-in for the next title fight, is that something you'd be interested in doing? No, I'm not going to be a backup. Okay. I'm the front up. So I win this fight, I'm next up. I'm not cutting weight for nothing. They already promised us a shot. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, will you be if they decide to do Colby versus Leon in Abu Dhabi, would that personally offend you more than anything that is? Because I know that you've had your issues in the past, but would that personally be one of the biggest slights to you?
Nah, man. I don't take anything personally in this sport. Obviously, it's a business, whatever. So that's what I've come to learn. Stop taking things so hard. For me, it's like as long as I got promised that my next fight's going to be for the belt, that's all I needed to hear.
And I suppose it's just that like you've got 2 guys, Colby bigger in America and then Leon in the UK, and I know that you're big in America, but also over there as well. I'm sure that would be like the ideal for you to go to the Middle East and win your belt there.
Yeah, for sure. To have an Arab American fighting in Abu Dhabi in front of his people, that has the same blood as those people, speaks the same language as those people, it would be huge for them, especially for that market. And I think that me being a champion will show in the UFC how big it could be. Obviously, we have Muslim champions, but it's different when you have an Arab Muslim champion and a market like Abu Dhabi.
When you get the win on Saturday, will there be any message to Colby, or are you laser focused at this point after Gilbert Burns on Leon Edwards?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't really care which one of them win it. To me, it's whoever has the belt. That's what I'm coming for.
Belal over here again. Other way. Yep, there you go.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. So, I don't like to ask about betting lines and betting, but it's kind of unavoidable here because this is the fourth fight in a row they have you as the underdog. And my question to you is, why do you feel like the bookies, even some fans, haters, whatever you want to call them, are still doubting you after such an impressive win streak that you're on?
I mean, people just don't understand how much work I put into this. People just don't see what we do in the gym. My family, my friends, my coaches, my team, they know what we do, the work we put in, the hours we put in, the sweat. People are like, why are you going to take this fight? You're on an 8-fight winning streak. You could sit there and wait for your full camp. You could sit there and wait it out. But they don't understand how bad I want this. They don't know what I'm willing to do for this. And Saturday night, it's going to keep surprising. It's going to keep shocking people. And I want to hear the excuses. It's like, you beat Sean Brady. Oh, well, Sean Brady sucks. You beat Wonder Boy. Well, Wonder Boy can't wrestle. You beat this guy, Maya. He sucks. Luke, he can't wrestle. There's excuses for every single guy. So now I'm the one taking the fight on 2 weeks' notice. I'm the one who's fighting the guy that just won. I'm the one guy who's sitting there coming off of Ramadan. What excuse are you going to give after I beat Gilbert Burns Saturday night?
No excuses for me, man. None at all. And like you said, beating Sean Brady, a lot of people were saying that's a grappler-on-grappler fight. And you come in there, knock him out. First knockout since 2016. What did that do for your confidence?
I mean, it didn't do nothing for my confidence. I'm always confident. I know what we're capable of. I know that these guys, when they go in there and they feel what I'm capable of doing, they break. And I knew that I could be able to do that to these guys. But I go into every fight with a different mindset. I'm not going to sit there and strike with Wonder Boy. I'm not going to sit there and grapple with Maya. So I do different things differently every fight. And I think that's what gives me the one-up on a lot of these guys. Gilbert Burns doesn't know what I'm going to bring to the table. I know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, just wanted to get your thoughts on the main event between Aljamain Sterling and Cejudo.
I mean, it's a great fight. I'm excited to see how it goes. I think, obviously, the time off will play a factor, but Cejudo is so strong mentally, and he comes with a different mindset to the fight game. I think he's calculated with everything he does, and you see it kind of like with his breakdown videos. But I think Aljamain is very smart too. He understands what he's good at, and I think the grappling is going to be really fun, and I think it's going to be a lot of striking on the feet.
Belal over here on your left. Do you think that your pace and kind of relentless pressure is going to be too much for Burns if this fight does make it to the championship rounds?
Yeah, I for sure think that'll play a factor. I think that I have one of the best gas tanks in the division, and not a lot of guys can handle it when I'm in there. And like I said, when it comes down to the fourth or fifth round, it comes down to heart and will and hunger, and I think that I have more than that than anybody.
And is there a part of Gilbert's game that you've kind of like zoned in on just to he's really strong in that specific area? Is there something that you've been really looking at? I
mean, he's pretty well-rounded. He's good everywhere. So I think everybody in the top 5 is good everywhere. But I've been studying the top 5 for so long and analyzing everything. And I always, when I watch a fight, I don't just watch it as a fan anymore. I watch it as, what I would do there, what I would do there. And like I said, I was in the stands watching him against Masvidal. So I'm thinking about what I would do in that situation. So I had my own mindset, my own game plan of what I think I could do. And I definitely feel like you guys will be able to see it Saturday night.
Thank you.